Davlin. Tonight I would like to read y'all some selections from my 14th book, which is called As the World Slept. Everything found within these pages was both found buried deep down and delivered from the Most High. You felt it too, haven't you? That seismic shift? You woke up one morning and everything was off. So you laughed it aside, but still it persisted, gnawing away at the back of your skull while the world slowly went mad all around you. You felt it too, right? If not, maybe it's time you woke up. Now, it's been said, history is written by the victors. So let me ask you this. How long do you think it would take to rewrite history? 2, maybe 3 generations? It's happened before, you know. In fact, it's happening again. You just need to gather enough books and strike the match. After that, it's just a waiting game. And if time is money, trust me, they have way more than you. Wake up. You are being lied to. Your neighbor is not your enemy. Don't fight each other. When you look, you can see the hands guiding you to do so. Cut the strings, denounce the systems put in place to keep you down and at each other's throats. Ask instead about the missing kids or about the complete and total failure of our emergency systems. Please, while there's still time, question everything. Wake up. Now, if knowledge is power, it comes to reason that the powers that be would teach you nothing but lies to keep you weak. In fact, it starts in every single system you can think of. And it's poisoned religion, it's poisoned food, it's poisoned everything. Like, as a boy, I was told that rainbows were a promise from God that there would never be another great flood. In school, I learned they were simply light refracted into a visual spectrum. I'd always wondered where I placed my faith. I now think I simply left pieces in textbooks which I handed in at the end of the school year. Growing up in rural Texas, my remaining shreds of faith were left in the pews of those places where a fast-talking preacher spewed the glories of his prosperity gospel, and it's how it's up to us to reach down deep and tithe the Lord. The congregation, dressed in their tattered Sunday best, growling stomachs heard over hymns, the notes passing from the hands of the meek to a plate collected by a hand, which wrist is festooned with a watch worth more than they could make in a lifetime. Be careful who you so blindly serve, lest you get bitten by a serpent. And one of the biggest lies that we are fed is that if you just work hard enough and pull yourself up by your bootstraps, you can achieve anything you want, while the goalpost gets moved a little bit further each and every day. The notion of grind culture permeates society so much, but when you actually look at the definition of that word, it means to pulverize into a fine powder. Come on, you know what it's like. Day after day, a root of rote routine, same old, fingers down to the bone, and still it's not enough to call this living, certainly not thriving, it's barely surviving. You dedicate your time, energy, creativity, to your entire essence to a tree sprung from poisonous roots. So what do you expect you get from their fruits? I'm a very stubborn creature, and our Creator has been trying to reach me my whole life, and it took dying and being brought back 4 times for me to finally get it. And it clicked this year on January 2nd. I was gone alone in my apartment for close to 2 hours. And when I came to, there had been no blood in my body pumping, so it took a little bit to get warm. And once I finally did, I did 2 things. The first was I contacted my pastor to get baptized, and the second was I put pen to page. Okay, There's a lot to unpack. I'm pretty sure I just had a heart attack, and no, I'm not going to the hospital. As I crossed over for the 4th time, I heard the bombs drop. The powers that be know their time is up, so please, I am begging you, choose love. Choose each other, because if we instead lift up one another instead of fighting over their scraps, there is no limit to what we as a collective could accomplish. And before I read my last piece, I would like to thank the library for giving us this space to share and to listen. This is a piece that I posted to YouTube recently, and I got one comment that said, "Get help," which all things considered is not the worst response my work has gotten. We are the mad ones. You passed us on the streets with our empty, upturned hats, threw us in the asylums with their chemical castrations and a label of crazy so as to make sure no one would believe our ulcerating truths. We are the mad ones, come to claim our due, no longer isolated, lost in the static. We're in it together now, and best believe once we get in tune, the mad ones, we are coming for you. Thank you again. My name is Davlin, and remember, space is a lie, a smile is free, and I'll see you next time.